She held up well and looked absolutely stunning in her new evening dress. Still, I was certain that deep down inside, she was cursing me for such an agonizingly long journey, hiding her frustration behind a polite smile. Camila always managed to look sweet, even when she felt utterly miserable. This time, it wasn't even my fault, but I could literally feel her judging eyes on me every time I turned away. I had stolen this invitation from my own brother while visiting his house. That day, my hands had reached out to the coveted card as if hypnotized. Elegant, flowing lines traced out the pseudonyms of my brother and Maria, granting entry for 2 additional guests of their choosing. This invitation was our golden ticket, mine and Camila's, to the dinner of our dreams. It was a foolish, reckless act, but I couldn't have imagined a better gift for her. Honestly, I couldn't have afforded it anyway. I didn't even want to know how much a dinner at a place like this cost. Sometimes I deeply envied my brother, who got these things entirely for free. But how could it be any different? My twin brother was none other than the head chef of one of the capital's top Michelin-starred restaurants. A true celebrity in his circles. It's astounding how vastly different the destinies of identical twins can be. Did I regret what I did? As we stepped out of the car, looking at the freezing rain cutting through the air, my answer was an absolute, definitive no. Maybe I would regret it later. At the entrance, a man in a tuxedo with gold-plated buttons stood waiting. "Good evening, suspects," he said, bowing slightly while keeping his face strictly professional, one hand pressed to his chest. "Your invitation, please." I smiled, pulled the precious card from my inner jacket pocket, and confidently placed it into his open palm. The administrator examined the paper intently, then locked his eyes onto mine. He stared just a fraction longer than regular staff would ever dare. But he wasn't regular staff, and this wasn't a regular restaurant. "Step inside, please. Your table is number 14, right in the center. Give the number to your waiter. Have a wonderful evening," he muttered seamlessly, without a single stutter. Before we turned, he handed us intricate lace masks. Then, losing all interest in us, he began scratching notes into his ledger. Menus appeared before us, and the waiter immediately opened a bottle of red wine, pouring it into our glasses before silently vanishing. He didn't even offer us a taste first. I assumed the menu was strictly fixed, prepared expertly with the upcoming courses. I definitely didn't expect this tonight, Camila whispered, sipping her wine. "Did you even know what kind of place you got tickets for?" I had kept the details a secret, wanting it to be a surprise. After all, how do you tell your fiancée, "Darling, I robbed my brother so we could have a dream dinner"? I was told it would be amazing, so I didn't dig into the details. I replied replied with a grin, amused by how perfectly everything was playing out. Camila opened the leather-bound menu, running her fingers over the material. There are no pictures, and no prices either, she noted. Listen to these names: Grena Aris Reu, or Tupimbi Roast. Oh, a Karat Korgot Voi Tuan. I like the sound of that one. I'll order it. And I think I'll go with the Gris Rio, I said. I have no idea what it is, but it has to be spectacular. My brother told me the food here is divine and otherworldly. I trust his taste. Camila beamed, leaning across the table to kiss me. Dish of the evening. Human body parts, roasted with vegetables and herbs. The title was crude compared to the rest of the sophisticated menu, but deeply terrifying. My breath hitched. I tried to convince myself it was just a sick, twisted joke of high society. "What's wrong with you?" Camila asked, her smile fading into concern. "You've gone completely pale. Is the price that bad?" No, it's nothing. Don't mind me." Instantly, our waiter appeared by the table, standing stiffly like a soldier on guard. "Have you decided on your order, master?" "Yes, we will have the Tuan and the Gris Rio," I stammered, mechanically pointing at the menu. "Excellent choice. Can I assist you with anything else?" "Actually, yes." I nervously pointed at the hidden insert, cursing my lack of understanding. "I need some help identifying this specific dish." The waiter's face blanked into a chilling expression of confusion. His eyes slowly shifted from me to Camila. "I think it would be best if the administrator explained the dish of the evening to you in detail. Give me a few moments," the waiter said, leaving before I could even respond. "What are you two talking about?" Camila asked, wrinkling her nose. He looked so flustered. "Just a minor detail, honey." "Make it quick. I'm working," he snapped, clearly irritated. "Listen, Zhenya, there's something weird going on. Camila and I are you and Camila, or just you. I don't give a damn." My brother interrupted fiercely. "You stole my invitation. Don't deny it. You were the only guests at our house. Just sit there, shut up, and eat. Enjoy the menu for the elite. Dishes whose quality your simple palate won't even be able to comprehend." "Sonia, look, I'm sorry. I didn't think it was such a big deal." "You idiot. I could have found you an invitation for a much better night." His voice strained with an underlying anxiety. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw our waiter at the bar, pointing at our table and whispering frantically to the administrator. "Zhenya, what is the dish of the day?" I asked, my voice rising. I saw people at neighboring tables look over, and I quickly raised a hand in an apologizing gesture. The line went dead silent for a moment, save for the sharp clanging of knives in his kitchen. "I know what it is," my brother finally whispered, his tone dropping into a deadly, flat, serious note. "The only advice I can give you: eat quietly, don't make a scene, and don't show any panic, or something deeply unpleasant will happen." Is this a joke? This is no joke. It's human meat. I have Suddenly, the stern-faced administrator was marching toward our table. He kept his hands locked over his stomach. "Master, I was informed you have questions regarding our special menu." Trying to ground myself, I reached out and squeezed Camilla's hand tightly. "What is happening, Mark?" Camilla's voice sounded distant, but it snapped me back to reality. "Everything is perfectly fine, thank you," I lied, looking right at the administrator. "Just a slight misunderstanding. I thought the dish of the evening was different from what we discussed, but I realized my mistake. Please forgive me." "Excellent. Enjoy your evening, Master," the administrator replied. His face was entirely devoid of human emotion, like a pre-programmed robot. He turned sharply and walked away. The moment he left, Camila violently yanked her hand back and slapped my shoulder. "What the hell is wrong with you?" she hissed, her whisper louder than a scream. "I told you everything is fine. I just made a mistake." "A mistake about what?" Camila reached for the hidden menu insert. I snatched it away just before her fingers could touch it. "Mark, tell me what is written on that paper." I looked at her face, beautiful even behind the white lace mask. I didn't know whether to tell her the truth or keep playing it off as my brother's sick joke. I took a deep breath. "It says that for dinner, they are going to serve us a piece of human flesh," I said, forcing a laugh. Surprisingly, it sounded funny enough that Camila burst out laughing too, hitting my shoulder playfully. She had no idea that I was on the absolute brink of a full-blown hysterical breakdown. I checked my phone. The signal bar was entirely gone. No network. A coincidence? Hard to believe. With the very first bite, a wave of blissful, intoxicating warmth rushed to my head. The horror of the past few minutes began to fade into the background. The taste was otherworldly. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. A text message cut through the dead cellular zone. "Come to the kitchen, little brother. You should see your face right now." Relief washed over me. It was a prank. "I'll be right back," I told Camila, kissing the top of her head. "Zhenya just texted me. Turns out he's working here tonight." I walked through the double doors into the roaring furnace of the professional kitchen. Chefs in pristine white coats were sprinting past at impossible speeds, balancing heavy pots and boiling plates. My brother stood right in the center of the chaos, his arms crossed over his chest. "Were you scared?" he asked, a small smirk playing on his lips. He stepped forward and hugged me tightly, patting my back. My heart nearly stopped. Thank God Camila didn't see the text on that insert. You really pulled off a massive stunt just to teach me a lesson for stealing? "It wasn't me. It was Maria," my brother said, his smirk vanishing. "I wanted to just yell at you, but she decided you needed to be properly punished." Maria, of course. Every nightmare in our family always involved her. "Tell her she has a dangerously twisted sense of humor," I sighed. I didn't think she could pull off something this elaborate in a place this expensive. "You can tell her yourself," my brother said flatly, pointing behind my back. In her hand, she held a razor-sharp kitchen knife. She casually ran her finger along the edge of the blade, A bright red line of blood bloomed across her skin. Without breaking eye contact, she slowly, deliberately licked the blood from her finger. "Did you enjoy my establishment, Mark?" she purred, stepping around me and kissing my brother on the cheek. I noticed my brother flinch slightly, as if her touch repulsed him. "Our innocent little joke. Would you like to see how it ends?" "I admit, you terrified me. But the food is incredible," I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. "Oh, you got exactly what you deserved," Maria whispered, her voice suddenly dropping into a harsh, guttural tone that echoed horribly. "Only those who are permitted can dine here, Mark. You broke the rules. Do you even understand what you are eating? Do you comprehend the true nature of this meat?" The entire kitchen went dead silent. Every single chef stopped moving, freezing in place like statues at the sound of her voice. "Stop it, Maria!" my brother suddenly snapped, grabbing her wrist tightly. "The joke is over. I won't cook this. I can't." "Oh, but my love, the guests are waiting," Maria whispered, her eyes flashing with a sickening hunger. "The dish of the evening has already been approved." Before my brother could move, the knife in Maria's hand flashed through the air with lightning speed, slicing deep into his throat. I sat alone at the table for what felt like ages. I had dragged out my meal for as long as possible. I ordered another dish, which the waiters brought out incredibly fast, and silently finished my wine. The staff worked with terrifying, invisible perfection, ensuring the guests didn't feel a single moment of discomfort. I wasn't angry at Mark. I knew how much he loved his brother, and I figured the two of them had simply gotten caught up talking in the back. But then, my eyes drifted to the cardboard insert Mark had torn from my hands earlier. It was resting on the edge of the table. Curious, I reached out and picked it up. I read the words. My hands froze. A cold, paralyzing dread gripped my chest, making it impossible to drop the paper. Mark went to the kitchen to find out if he has to taste the forbidden. The sheer impossibility of the words refused to compute in my brain. I began to tremble, praying out loud for Mark to come back through those doors. Suddenly, the music stopped. "Masters," his voice boomed through the silence. "I am deeply humbled to interrupt your magnificent feast. Some of you may have noticed individuals tonight who did not belong at this exclusive gathering. But I assure you, this will not disrupt our culinary show. We have simply made a few necessary adjustments to the menu." He paused, a chilling smile stretching across his face. "Therefore, masters, I believe we shall proceed directly to the dish of the evening." Not a single whisper or gasp of protest broke the silence. Instead, every single guest in the hall turned perfectly in unison to look directly at me. They neatly laid down their silver cutlery, wiped their mouths with white cloth napkins like a pack of highly trained, obedient beasts, and turned their hungry gazes toward the kitchen doors. The double doors swung open. A large silver cart was wheeled out into the center of the room. Atop the massive tray lay a freshly roasted, precisely carved human body. I clamped both hands over my mouth to smother a scream, as horrified, eager whispers rippled through the elite crowd. I definitely want a piece of the thigh. I've always wanted to try the eyes. Who gets the heart? I couldn't move. My legs were like lead, and hot tears streamed down my face beneath my lace mask. Running was impossible. Screaming was useless. It felt as if the black, cold hands of pure terror were squeezing my throat shut. The administrator stepped up behind my chair. He gently, firmly placed a cold hand on my trembling shoulder. "The very first cut," he whispered into my ear, "is reserved strictly for you." Do I regret it now? With every dying breath left in my body, absolutely, terrifyingly, yes. And I will regret it for the rest of my very short life.